his stock in the sort of IGL scene, as it were.
I think you get, when you get Jerry in your team, it is a Jerry team. It's not like he's an IGL who's going to compromise and kind of, mold to the team with the way that they want to play as well. He comes in, it's his system, it's his way or the highway. And I feel like with PARIVISION, they had enough time to see if it was going to work, and it didn't. So they decided to make a change. They brought Alpha into the mix instead, and we're straight into the action, not wasting any time. Mirage is where we find ourselves here in this best of one. Both of these teams lost their opening games, Trav. So someone will go down 0-2 here in the early stage of the round robin.
Absolutely, which is spooky for teams of this quality, without a doubt. And I have to see who shows up. Historically, Monte do like a bit of Mirage, but PARIVISION don't hold them any lower regard, because you've got players like Artfrost, one of my favourite young players in the scene at the moment, especially as the flashiest AWPer, and Patsy, of course, as well, with all that experience, and alongside Kicker at that top tier of Counter-Strike. And look how slowly Monte are pushing their way back in here. It's going to be a big swing in towards CT. Alpha does well to respond for one, but there's the Artfrost P250, and he's still dancing around default to get 2 more kills. 2 more for him, and there we go for Patsy. Finishes off the round on toward Warrow, and that's a good start for PARIVISION.
Oh, yeah, it is. It's exactly what they would have been hoping for here, opening up their account with a pistol round. Remember, Monte won both of their pistols against 9 Pandas on Anubis, and they eventually lost the map out in overtime. So just something to keep in the back of our minds. On the side of Monte as well, I feel like Demka and Krasnal played well. Voro also had his moments, Deco did too, but there were moments, right? It's not like they had a fantastic game across the map. There were also some mistakes and missteps, which might have affected a round or two. So just going to be watching them closely to see if the individuals are able to improve their form here throughout the day, or if we could see the same suspect struggling.
Yeah, it's a good point, because I spoke to, of course, about in that previous game. I am a Haji enjoyer, but his form has not really been where we want to see it.
Yeah. Certainly going to need to improve here. We're going to be following Monte quite closely here on the C stream, guys. Not in the next game. We've got 9 Pandas versus 3D Max, and then last game of the... Oh, that's not right. I'm lying to people.
PARIVISION.
There we go. The last game of the day will be Monte versus 3D Max. That's the grudge match for Haji.
Yeah.
Either way, a force buy for Monte as they look to try and get themselves on the board as early as possible after losing the pistol.
The Scout of Warrow, I've seen it do some dirty things in the past. Can it do it again? At least not from the help of Demka. But Krasnal's got 2 1-digs. Unfortunately, that might be all he can manage. A very low HP, and Sticker will help out, and he's got a glimmer of hope in this one, but surely Patsy's swing will confirm it. And despite the tags being significant, I've got to say, actually, that was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. PARIVISION do find a way to take it. Only 2 alive, and Belchanok and Patsy were pretty low, so yeah, it's a little bit of a rough one for PARIVISION, but they'll know that, of course, it was Monte forcing up. They're not going to have much in this following round. They have the ability to get this 3-0 lead early doors on Mirage.
Yeah, not too worried about how many players they keep alive with the previous round. Just make sure they get the points on the board against the force buy. And they even pushed into a stack on that A-bomb side, and they were still able to win the round. So, good work out of PARIVISION. Speaking about players we enjoy, you highlighted Artfrost. I'm right there with you. In fact, I was casting a lot of his games when he still wasn't really on the radar. When he was in the Spirits Academy roster, because I was casting all those CCP games. I got to see a lot of Artfrost before he became a big name, and he's just continued to develop and improve, man. He's so much fun to watch. But another player on this PARIVISION team who probably, I'd say is my favorite, is Patsy. He is just fantastic. As I see Krasnal tapping heads, will go down, but Patsy is such a strong individual, man. He's so ridiculously talented and so reliable as well, that he's just, I think he's probably a really important cog in this PARIVISION team.
Yeah, I've loved Patsy. I even remember casting some online qualifiers back in the day when I was sort of trying to progress my career as a caster, right, on the Espada team, when he was playing with Degster. All that time back at the end of 2020 and beginning of 2021, and I always liked him back then as well. Of course, when he got his chance in Spirit and Spirit Academy and had a couple of years in Spirit. It's a shame that his stock got lowered slightly with that poor stint in Liquid, of course. Adding Rainwaker with him, I feel like that team never really clicked, and Rainwaker wasn't really built for that level at all, it felt like, sadly, even though I liked him as a player too. It did make sense for him to get moved on, and PARIVISION was certainly a very interesting project when it first got announced. That we thought, okay, that could really kick on with Jerry as the IGL, but it hasn't really, and have to see how big the improvement will be with Alpha in instead, of course. Alpha spent some time pretty much bouncing around the scene in stand-ins for Cloud9, played for Cloud9 Academy, played for Sprout as well, of course.
Yeah.
So lots of awkwardness for Alpha in his career, and it's an awkward duel for Alpha as well there. That was a chance for a two-man spray down, and only gets one.
Yeah, very messy spray there. Probably should have gotten the second kill if he was able to remain a little bit more composed, but at least he finds a frag before he goes down. You don't mind that as the T side getting a one-for-one trade that early on in the round. It forces Monte to make some decisions. They need to play for info because they've also lost mid control. That's why Krasnol's trying to peer in towards ramp right now. Waro will focus connector, and Demka's going to pad up the defense towards that B bomb site. And for the time being, it looks like that's where PARIVISION are going to try to finish off the round. So good decision making here from Monte. They've got a solid read here on the round. The boost, was it spotted? I don't think so. And that's a big position now taken up by Demka, and Warrior's about to arrive on the scene here as well. Stiko finds a frag, Kicker trades, but it's okay because Demka has been able to find a frag of his own, and Artfrost just has to try and get out of dodge now. He's going to look to join up with Patsy, but Krasnol's in a great position on this A bomb site.
Yeah, Patsy's going to be the main cog in this one. If he doesn't get caught, there's a world. But yeah, they are just calling it back, and that's why Krasnol is going to be so important. Still not spotted toward the top of Tetris. Such a powerful position. He knows that it's very unlikely they're going to be back down toward ramp at this late stage of the round, and it's going to be the freest of free kills on toward Artfrost. It drops the bomb, and now Patsy needs to tap some heads, and he may have managed to tap that one, but he'll get caught from short. And get caught short, full stop. Monte take their first round.
Yeah, and PARIVISION finances, they don't look great. Probably trace that back to the double kill from Krasnol and the eco round from Monte. They did good damage in their force buy as well. So we will see an investment here from PARIVISION, and they'll have AKs on most of their players, but I'd imagine they're going to be a bit light on utility. In fact, the one smoke that they did have, alright, there's a second picked up by Alpha, but it's already been thrown in towards window. They'll take command of middle. There's just numbers being thrust in towards mid here from the T side, and well, Haji finds a trade, but a kill comes through from Artfrost immediately afterwards. Oh my goodness, looks like the Palace player just wants to go straight through the smoke. Belchenok, this is a very ballsy play. He's got his knife out into CT. We're only 25 seconds into the round, and Belchenok with his Zeke has got so much control, but he's missed his shot. That's a disaster. Oh my god, not like this.
Well, Artfrost really kicked it off beautifully, looking sharp and snappy with the AK. Little did Belchenok know that he only needed one bullet anywhere into Haji.
Yeah.
He tries to take so much time to line up the headshot, thinking it's a full health player, but not the case. And Haji gets away with it. So, 3v3. Minute to go in the round, and PARIVISION, I'm just going to play contact toward A, but look at this. They're being ghosted right now by Stiko. And he's got everything in the palm of his hand here. He could have 2 kills even. Oh, it's awkward though on the headshot angle. He only gets 1. Alpha, quick recovery. And Haji, as of course we mentioned, still low from earlier on in the round. And Patsy, he can be set up pretty nicely well here too. Alpha and Patsy in this against Krasnol and Haji. Krasnol has that all-important kit and smoke available. That could change many things. And look at this. They're not even going to expect him to be on the flank too. Of course, that double flank. The new sticker was coming from that position, and that could be a very important piece of utility there. How long does that delay this defuse? Krasnol, you've got to get on the bomb, my friend. Why aren't you the one holding it straight away? Surely this works for Patsy now. Oh, it's forced him off it. There's no time. He decides to run away for no reason because he was going to die anyway. But Patsy, in the end, is the winner of that clutch.
Yeah, what a big round coming through from PARIVISION. I thought that they would have been in trouble to that second flank coming through from ramp, right? But unfortunately for that second flanker, there was nobody exposed as he makes his way up ramp into the A bomb site. Great post-plant positions from PARIVISION, just delaying the round or that post-plant as much as possible, and then Patsy's incendiary is enough to get the job done, right? If there was a single smoke on Monte, you imagine that the defuse comes through there, but it's not the case. And Monte, they're going to spend their money here to try and keep PARIVISION within reach. And Patsy has just charged into mid once again here for the T side and lost his head to Haji.
I'll double check it once the delay catches up, of course, on stream. I'm convinced Krasnol had a smoke. Did he use it on something else?
Surely not, right? I think he must have if there was one.
I'm gonna double check that again because I am convinced that Krasnal had a smoke. So I knew he had the kit, right? And I mentioned it at the time. We'll see. This is an all-important following round, of course. And PARIVISION, I kind of walked into the mixer here. Big B defense for Monte. Hadji, Krasnal, and Sticker have all found a kill, and Alpha can't connect with his spray until Krasnal on bench. It's very awkward, and now Artfrost. Oh, it's gonna be awkward. It's gonna be even more awkward against that little smoke push. Sticker isn't the one to get the kill in the end. It's Krasnal to take it. Another big round from Krasnal so far on Mirage. He's up to 10 kills already. And PARIVISION will walk into the mixer, walk into the blender, sadly, for them.
Yeah, really big round won by Monte in the grand scheme of things as well, because if they lose that round, 5-1, no money becomes 6-1 would be a disastrous start to the map, but they were able to lock it down. I wonder if we'll see a change up from PARIVISION in terms of their approach. They've been constantly just throwing numbers in towards mid. It'll be the case here once again, but again, they lose that opening kill. Woo. Alpha hits a very nice 1D. There is a player on catcher. It's Krasnal to try and maintain control, and the nade is perfect. Although, actually does a lot less damage than I expected. Alpha, I mean, he's certainly going to die here eventually. There's the follow-up, the airstrike on point, but still work to be done here in the round for the CET side to make sure they don't fall foul to the force buy.
Frost does well to get one more, but Pax needs to try and find a way to nab the bomb. This could be an important duel.
Kick it.
Oh,
That's
kick it. Oh. He has a chance, but can't complete it.
It looked like Demko was even looking in towards connector there on the minimap. Patsy does find a frag back, but Hadji's already in position, and Patsy's just not going to expect that. So, these rounds are coming thick and fast. A lot of action here on Mirage. Don't worry, Hadji, I can't make that jump either, but all good.
Okay, I'm looking back at that round now, and as the sort of the 3v3 commenced, Krasnal still had his smoke. I'll keep an eye on it when it...
I refuse to believe he had a smoke when they were defusing trap. I just can't. I can't bring myself to do it. We'll have to wait and see, because it's even an eco round here, so...
Yeah, I'm going to keep a close eye on it.
Focused on that side as well. PARIVISION are going to just play with pace. All these footsteps going to be heard out. Alpha just trying to bait the utility here, perhaps. He's trying to bait players to peek into lowers, and it actually does work out by design. Hadji's also going to swing here. Nice spray transfer from him. He'll get out of dodge. Thought it might be a little bit overzealous there on the peak, but the kills come through, and the scoreline's been leveled up. Four. Monte knocking on the door. And it's going to be a full gun round here. Everything in play. Everything you could ask for. Bar maybe an AWP on Artfrost.
Okay.
Where's that smoke?
He used the smoke, but I've got no idea where did he use it on ramp?
Looks like ramp on the minimap, right?
Yeah.
It's in front of ramp, in front of Tetris.
Did he miss it then? Did he just pure miss the right click to bounce off something? That's really strange.
It looks so far away from the bomb though. So I don't know, but that's absolutely a misstep.
I have no idea why Krasnal used his smoke there. Like, obviously we didn't see it from his POV. Maybe something we'll find out in the future. But yeah, that is crazy. I mean, so far, you know, it's not the end of the world. It lost them one round. They're back even again at 4 apiece. We'll see if it comes back to haunt them at the end of the game. But yeah, I really feel like if that smoke was on the bomb at that timing, maybe it would have changed things. Anyway, Krasnal has, either way, despite that, been incredibly solid individually so far in this map.
Yeah, he's popping off. As we do see PARIVISION trying to apply pressure in towards connector. Patsy's gone through the top con smoke, but it's all a ruse. He's trying to take as much attention away from that B-bomb side as possible while his teammates try and make it through. But Stiko, the Anchor's been able to find himself a good kill. Artfrost will find a double on the trade, but there's still so much work to do here for the youngster. He's got himself a 1 versus 3. It's going to have to be an ace clutch with only 14 health. I know which horse I'm backing here, Trav. And it's 3 of them. There's 3 horses that I'm backing compared to the one of Artfrost. And they will win the race. So Monte got 5-4. We haven't been able to speak much about Mirage as a map for either of these teams.
Yeah.
And PARIVISION, at least with Jerry, their best map was Mirage. Like, unequivocally, it was absolutely their best map. Monte are Mirage enjoyers. In fact, Monte play every map outside of Inferno. So it's quite interesting that Monte did let this get to Mirage as the map in the best of one.
Yeah, I mean, as I said at the very beginning of the game, I've always known Monte as Mirage enjoyers, even dating back to when they would just tell Boros to hold W and go kill, right? But obviously things have changed a lot since then, and yeah, as you say, PARIVISION did used to really love going toward this map with Jerry, so see how it pans out as we go forth though. There's pistols for PARIVISION in this round with a good amount of util, as you can see. And that is a good start. Hang on a moment.
Bomb plant as well.
This is getting out of hand slightly. Sticko will manage to deal with Alpha though, and that settles things a little bit more. Have to be some dirty shots from Kicker, and now it needs to be 4 of them. Stuck in con. There's a smoke up as well. It will fade in a moment, but there's going to be more utility coming through. There's still all 4 kits available. Sticko is going to take point to try and clear this out. Kicker spotted. Nice kill. And there is still a diffuser going on in that smoke. Surely not. No, can't find a headshot at that angle. It would have been too late anyway. Demka finds it. Monte have at least a tie on the half confirmed.
Yeah, they're loving life. It was a 4-1 scoreline at one point, and in that 6th round, it was when, was that not when we saw the Mystique shot from Belchnok? I don't know. I feel like that was the round where we thought that PARIVISION were going to be able to win it, but just looking back at the kill feed, it was actually a clean round from Monte. It's been a pretty clean recovery from them, winning 5 rounds in a row here. Hasn't really been any worrying rounds. I'd say the previous is probably the most concerning, and it wasn't even that bad. So yeah, PARIVISION, they've got to recover. Maybe just slowing down the pace here could be a good option, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen here in this round. I feel like it's just been a blitzkrieg of a first half from PARIVISION. There we go.
Oh, playing triple. It's not an easy place to defend from, especially if you've been spotted out. It's just so paper thin and easily wallbanged down by the combination of Patsy and Alpha. And talking about it being paper thin, Patsy almost goes down. The wallbangs in response from near stairs there with the A1S, but now PARIVISION have CT control, and that's going to be really hard to answer back from. Frost has dealt with Haji. And look at this setup. Kicker on the bin, Patsy below. Everyone's getting through that. 3 versus 5. Only 1 HE left on Kicker, but it shouldn't be a problem. Monte has got plenty of cash, so I think they're definitely going to want to try and limit what PARIVISION have here. That's why they're sticking around, and they're going to keep fighting for it. Nice second kill there from Sticko. Of course, they're not going to win this round. That was a given. We confirmed that, but trying to do as much damage as possible, and actually will cause Belchnok to go down to the bomb eventually. So considering the money that Monte had, knowing it was the last one of the half coming in next, absolutely could afford to do that. And yeah, it's limited PARIVISION a little bit. But unfortunately, it's not really going to make that much of a difference. Actually, it may. Looks like Alpha gets Alpha down to a Mac 10, so actually, job done.
And Kick at a Galil, even a bit of light on utility and PARIVISION. I mean, they were in complete control of that round, right? It was great entries into that A-bomb side, so suffering those extra losses does actually cost them a little bit here coming into this next round. And it looks like it's going to be a rinse and repeat here from the T side. They say, yeah, that worked really well, let's just do it again. However, Monte have changed their setup. They've got numbers this time towards ramp. There's 2 players here, a third on top of the balcony as well. Patsy looking to try and get the entry duties done, and he will find a kill, but Krasnal, the difference maker, himself and Haji on top of each other, but it's okay, they're making it work. Waro will rotate through as well, and Monte almost certainly going to be locking themselves in the lead going into that second half. A great display from them, 7-5. We'll be back for that second half momentarily.
We back. Yo. Are you having fun? We are. Monte versus PARIVISION has been a pretty exciting game in the first half, and now we flip sides. And in this best of one, in this round robin stage, every single round matters so much. There's been a few confusing ones, a few exciting ones. Now Monte are on their T side, and what can they do with it? PARIVISION very much in the game. I get the feeling at the moment that Monte's individuals are just that slight step ahead in terms of their current form. So we'll have to see if that transpires on the attack now. And they are setting themselves up toward what looks like actually a bit of a palace waterfall. Just one player toward ramping Krasnal with a utility.
Smoke rains in. That's going to be a jungle smoke. There's actually two smokes. It's going to be the jungle and the stairs smoke. So almost certainly going to be Monte looking to take CT control here in the pistol round. And Demka spotted 2 in CT, so he can relay the information through to his teammates. They have to start clicking on heads though, closing the gap. I mean, PARIVISION have actually gotten ahead of the round here because they've got 3 players in CT. So Monte won't be able to commit to the original plan of trying to take that control. That is not available. It's not an option. And there is no chance in the pistol. They don't even get a bomb plant, do Monte. And I love how quick PARIVISION respond. As soon as you see the stairs and jungle smoke, you know for a fact that the T's are going to try to take CT control, but they don't even let them get a foothold.
Absolutely. And Art Frost got 2 really lovely taps with the P250 and the T pistol, and he's gotten 3 in the CT pistol. He's always been a great pistol player, and I always love talking him up. It was kind of the, I guess you'd say, the maybe unlucky, you could say, the fact that Shiro was on the market. Spirit made a great decision to pick him up, don't get me wrong. But Art Frost was in the midst of developing really well, and kind of now has to, not in the doldrums necessarily, but play in a much less higher ranked team in tier 2 and try his best. And I still really love to see what he puts forth. Kicker with a mid-air MP9 will deal with Demka. Find Sticker as well, and this full eco for Monte is going to get eaten up pretty comfortably, you would think. Belchenok gets a little bit greedy, and he should get taken down. He will be, but it's going to be, oh, okay, Alpha can have a helmet, so he gets punished. So an extra kill for Monte that maybe they didn't expect, and PARIVISION will be annoyed by, but all good. Now Monte can have their AKs brought up at 7-all. Once again, we're locked together, and I do get the impression we're in for another close game overall.
Yeah, surprise, surprise, right? It's going to be the theme of the day, today and tomorrow, absolutely. Hotly contested matches across the board. You cannot afford to pitch up in any of these games. Got to be at your best at all times as we head into the first gun round of the second half. All in play for Art Frost. PARIVISION looking to regain the lead here. It's been a while since they've had their noses in front. And if they win this, they probably get 2 for the price of 1 if they're able to deny a bomb plant in the process. Could say the same for Monte though. PARIVISION have had to reinvest heavily in this next round. So this one is for all the marbles. It is for the round win and the economic game.
Swing from Patsy. Alpha. Ooh. A little bit more risky there, going for a little jiggle next to the stairs. Can very easily get your head ripped off if you swing any wider than that. But Patsy once again stepping forth to get the opening kill, and it's nice to see his improvement when it comes to his numbers lately. Always like Patsy, I think he's very articulate, very well spoken. Of course, we know that that liquid time would have definitely helped with his English tenfold.
Yeah,
and
even
I've always
if
liked
it wasn't
him.
Even if it wasn't the most successful stint in Liquid, imagine how much he would have learnt about himself and about a team and what it takes to be successful, and you know where he'd like to end up in the future. Knowing what you want in life is equally as important as knowing what you don't want, and you've got to kind of figure that out by making some mistakes and going through some hard times. Either way, 30 seconds on the clock is going to be very difficult here for Monte to try and get into the box side. They're forced to go through the smoke, but Belchenok will not let them pass. And you know what, Trav? That was slightly missed smoke there. That wasn't just a random spray from Belchenok. There was a tiny gap in that left side where he was able to catch a glimpse of the players crossing. So that's a big mistake from Monte that's going to cost them the round, arguably.
Mate, there's a reason.
I say arguably, not in terms of them losing it, but just that was the mistake that cost it.
Yeah. Listen, there's a reason we're a duo. I was going to bring up the exact same thing. That was just too deep. They just threw it too hard. And that little tiny... It's barely anything that Belchenok could see over the top of that little left corner. It's just too low to the ground and too far forward, so the angle of the smoke means it's not as tall as a player model. And Belchanok could just see everything. And Monte didn't really know that. They might just think they've just been shot through the smoke 3 times, right? They'll probably just have to assume that there was a gap in it, because they probably would have not have... They obviously would not have seen what it looked like from Belchanok's POV. So, comfortable kills for Belchanok, and a big error for Monte that loses them the round, basically off the basis of that one misthrown piece of utility. And, of course, another eco to come off the back of it, and a nice duel coming through. I say eco. They do have 2 hero guns in this round, but it's not working out for them.
Yeah, Warrow heavily commits in towards middle there, but he goes down to Alpha, who just dropped into lowers at the start of the round, able to take down both Demka and Warrow. Now it's Krasnal left to try pick up the pieces, but he'll suffer the same fate. The player who's probably spoken about the least on this PARIVISION roster, outside of Alpha obviously, is Belchanok. And you know what? I think that he deserves so much credit, because I don't think that he was a name that many people would have been familiar with when this PARIVISION project was brought together. But he's absolutely been one of the foundations of the success that we have seen from them. I mean, he's only been in the team for like 2 or 3 months, but I feel like, I mean, that was when he returned to the team, right? Had a short stint in Aurora. But I feel like he is actually a really important piece here, and he's a player who actually puts up very good numbers consistently, despite the fact that he isn't one of the massive names from the region.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And sometimes Belchanok can be that sort of player who you want on your team, a solid rock that you can build from. You don't need to, maybe a sort of player, obviously we don't know him personally, we've never spoken to him, but just by watching him play and how he fits into this PARIVISION team, he seems like he's the kind of player who's just happy to do whatever and happy to be a really big team player and just help elevate everyone else. At least that's how it looks like in my eyes. And as you can see, he's also first point of contact here in mid alongside Alpha. Already Warrow will go down, and this flash from Sticko is going to have to be pretty spot on. He might not even use it, just actually a fall away flash in the end. So Monte, another disadvantageous situation. Demka tries to recover, but he's been spotted out and has to hop away.
Yeah, lurking right now, but his teammates are going to rotate back in his direction, and Artfrost, he's like, yeah, that Palace player isn't going to peek me because he knows there's an AWP train on the angle, and then he uses his own presence to peek ramp. Artfrost is just all over right now. 14 kills, the top of the server, at least on his team. Krasnal just slightly eclipses him. There's such a big flank coming through from Belchanok as well. They've got Monte locked in on the save bomb side, and Monte have no idea of the threat that looms. They might not even get a kill. Okay, Demka finds one, but it's a consolation frag. He has to try get out to save his AK, and that's not going to happen either. PARIVISION go up 10-7. No bomb plant for the T side means a light investment here, but oh, PARIVISION, they haven't even lost a round yet in the second half.
Reminder, both these teams lost their opening matchup. Monte, 0-1. PARIVISION, 0-1. There is a 0-2 team coming out of this, and as we know, there may be more BO1s tomorrow, but if you start today badly, you can absolutely lose your chance today. You can't win it either, but you can certainly lose it. Oof, kick up, trying to do a little strafe jump off the corner of the bumper of the van. That van bumper is a lot easier to sit on these days in CS2. It's a cheeky headshot angle that I've often played to my advantage. I love playing the B-side Mirage, just to be cheeky.
First and last person who's ever going to say that. I love playing B-side Mirage. Words never uttered in human history, Trav.
Well, I'm proud to be that one person. Sticko, Hadji, and Krasnal trying to recover the situation, and they absolutely could here. Hadji gets the opening kill, and Artfrost, he's the first port of call in a way. There is a big issue, though, where the bomb is.
Yes, there is.
Hadji has to go back for it. Alpha, yeah.
I was a bit nervous there with Alpha pushing forward, but he doesn't fear anything at the moment. And now it's on Sticko and Krasnal. And, well, it's great that they've got site control. You know what, Trav? They're on both bomb sites right now. But that doesn't mean anything if you don't have a C4 to activate. And, well, Krasnal gets kicked, but how do they ever translate this into a round win? Is that even on the cards? Do they just save their guns from here?
Yes.
Well, there we go. Swift answers from yours truly.
So frustrating for Monte. I mean, listen, I'm sure it's something they're working on. I'm sure it's something that they realise could be a slight issue, but I think it kind of tells the tale of how this team is sort of feeling as a roster. That was it at Pro League? I think it was at Pro League, right? Where Waro and Krasnal just had a little shouting battle between them, back and forth for 5 seconds. It's like,
yeah,
just shut up and listen or whatever. Or it's like, or you're, I don't know exactly what it was, but something with swear words. I would probably wish to remember. But yeah, it's like, I feel like Sticko is a sort of player that when you bring him into a roster, he can absolutely be sort of the calmer. Like he can be the player to give an air of calm to the whole team, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
The real glue as well, right?
Sorry?
The glue as well, I reckon.
Yeah, but it feels like they've just not found that yet, and their current form over the course of the scene is showing it.
Sticko just blocked Krasnal from throwing his smoke. He wasn't able to throw the run smoke there, so it ends up landing in spawn. It means they don't have a window smoke. They're still committed to the original plan, though. They're still trying to get mid control. But PARIVISION have got numbers of their own. 4 of the 5 players are here for PARIVISION, and they're just fighting their way through. Belchnok draws first blood, and that's only going to compound the frustrations here for Monte. Oh, it is not the start to this all-important round that they would have been hoping for. They came up into their T side 7-5 with a lead behind them. And if they lose this gun round, they don't have money, especially if they don't find a plant. So there is a lot hinging on this round right now for Monte.
Oh, Patsy's jiggled out the close ramp player as well. And because of that information, Demka thinks he's safe enough to push forward and maybe take a duel. But he's got support. But there's no support anymore. It's only Artfrost. Belchnok could easily get caught here. He absolutely will be. It's a huge headshot from Sticko. And things have completely turned on their head. All 3 of the remaining Monte players have answered back. And it looks like PARIVISION want to try and do the same. But Krasnal has stopped one more. And of course, now they know the whereabouts of Kicker. 1v2, it's incredibly winnable, especially considering Monte are split, but it's all down to timings, and there's no way you expect Waro still in Palace. He even gives it a glance backward, but he would have had an instant trade coming in from Connector anyway. Waro takes the headshot, and Monte, that is a massive lifeline.
Yeah, that needs to be a very important wake-up call for PARIVISION, because they completely overplay their hand there. They get the opening pick in mid, and then Patsy's actually the guilty party. He initially spots a player on the stairs that's come out of ramp, and he doesn't swing immediately, but then he gets a teammate who's joined up with him, and he feels like he's invincible. Standing on stairs out in the open, all of a sudden 2 quick kills from Monte, and the round's been flipped on its head. And those fights were far less than, so unnecessary for PARIVISION to try to take. So that is definitely the first real mistake we've seen them make on the CT side, and it does cost them a round.
Can that be an instigator for a Monte recovery? Not if they lose opening kills. Belchnok, again, important opening. Actually, I'm going to check his opening kills in this game. Bear with. Take it away, mate.
I got you. Will be interesting to find out how successful he has been. Feel like he's featured in quite a few of them. How does Monte recover? They've got good control of middle. Bomb's now going to make its way back through towards spawn, probably in towards that A bomb slide, I'd imagine. Although, oh, look at Kicker. He's pushed through apartments, but he's not even considering lowers. He's not even giving it a glance, and he'll go down. Belchnok is going to have to rotate back in that direction. Monte could try and use this as a fake, but looks like they're compelled to try and springboard themselves in towards B here. There's still a little bit of time to play with. Some utility as well. Artfrost has rotated through with the Zorp, and that's allowed for Belchnok to focus in middle, but he needs to join up the defense on that B bomb side, because that's exactly where Monte are headed, and it doesn't seem like PARIVISION have that read, and that's even going to be compounded now. Demka's trying to sell the fake over towards A, and now Artfrost calling, Util raining into B, players pushing forward. He's been able to find a kill, a great double out of Artfrost. He baits the shot from his opposite number, and he is just on a number. What a wonderful triple kill coming through from Artfrost.
Oh my god, I'm actually just pogged IRL off the back of that third kill. That was absolutely brilliant. This is why I love this guy. I've had a chance to interview him before. He's got really good English, very articulate. He's super passionate about what he wants to do, and as I said, being dropped from Spirit for Shiro, it's understandable. Shiro's on the market. You have to take him. And PARIVISION have not been in a good spot with their team really lately, but when you've got Artfrost on the roster, these sort of things can happen. That third shot after the jiggle as well to bait it out, so he realizes exactly where he's getting dueled from. Oh yes, Artfrost. There's nothing frosty about this performance. He is red hot.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Now Monte going to put all their eggs into one basket here. And it looks like they're just going to try and exec their way in towards, say, bomb site. Alpha, second guesses the incendiary, will eventually deploy it. Nade goes slightly deeper, will inflict some chip damage. And he'll find the opening kill. That's a problem. Another opening frag found for PARIVISION. They need one of these next 4 rounds, and it's game over on Mirage. And it's looking like it might happen right here, right now. Belchanok gets in on it. It's 2 versus 2. Krasnal finds an important frag back. There's still a chance here for Monte.
Oh, but Kicker has just held down Mouse 1 as Waro tries to cross. And Krasnal's so low. That's very wall-bangable default. Don't forget that AWP could easily just end this game. But only 29 HP. Then comes Kicker in towards CT. And Monte, they're going to be 0-2 in the round robin. It's a great win for PARIVISION. They're back to an even 1-1 standpoint, Matt. And I was talking to you about those opening kills, right? I have a chance just to quickly look at it now. Make sure I get it open. Of course, the game's not over yet. HLTV has to catch up. But it's important to mention, Patsy won 5, Alpha won 4, Artfrost won 3, and Kicker won 2, compared to just 1...